Hi YouTube, it's Ed here from Skidmore Second Hand Tyres for episode 21 of the boat restoration. I've just been marking up the cross member to take the suspension units, beefy old things they are. You have to measure them quite carefully because the holes don't match up from this plate to the plate on the other one, so you've got to be careful. I'm working to a centre line and being as accurate as I can with the measurements, so that if I'm out at all, it's going to be by millimetre at the most, millimetre or two at the most. I imagine if you're not square with the spine and the cross member, if that's not square, the boat is going to wander around, the trailer's going to wander around all over the place whilst you're driving, and I don't want that. So I'll show you the marking out. Right, I've marked up a centre line on the beam, and then at each end I've marked out the 6 holes for the fixing bolts for the suspension units. I've done at this end and obviously as well on the far end. I'm going to set the drill press up now to drill the holes and then fix in the suspension units and make sure they fit all right. Well, that's the 12 pilot holes drilled, and I've got to reset up and put in the 8mm drill. As you may notice, I've sprayed white primer on the top face and one of the sides of this beam. I've found over the time that I've been doing bits and pieces with metal, particularly with the knives, that it was easier to spray primer onto the face of the blank or the flat stock, and then mark out with a biro the outline from the templates and then cut out. It's far easier to see where your line is for cutting and grinding the profiles, and it burns off in the furnace when you're hardening and tempering the blades anyway. But this is just so much easier to see what you're working on. Well, the engineer's blue doesn't seem to last. This doesn't chip off very easy at all, and it's great for a biro to mark out everything. So I'm going to get on now and do the bolt holes. Well, that's the 2 suspension units mounted. All the holes lined up nicely. Just a bit of tickling on the galvanising on the plates that the suspension were mounted on, and it all went together really well. I'll start looking at some bits and pieces I need now from eBay for fixing the build supports, and then of course some U-bolts to mount the centre spine on. I found some up B&Q the other day, but they were only 40mm and I need 50mm, so I'm going to try down at Sharpies and see if they got anything down there. Hopefully they will have. I won't be putting the bearings and the hubs on yet because it's heavy enough as it is with these 2 units on. so I'll get on with other bits and pieces soon. I've been down to Sharpening Rights today and picked up 2 stainless steel U-bolts for fixing the spine on. I've drilled them slightly wider apart than the centres on the U-bolts because it's a tight fit onto the scaffold pole and they're going to spread a touch, so I'm going to have to jiggle around and fit them and file the holes out a little bit. And I've also got these pinches on the shafts, and I'll just keyhole the holes in the cross member so that they can slip down inside as well. And then I think there's some packing out to do underneath as well, so that'll be the next job, is fitting those. I've keyholed the holes for the U-bolts to go through, and they were all fitted now. They slide in and out nice and easy. And I've taken the spine outside on this gorgeous sunny afternoon, and I've measured out and marked off from the original spine where the fixings and fittings are going to go. I've also marked out where the start and finish, or the 2 ends are, so as we've got the outer dimensions, the full length of it. I'm going to cut those now. Well, I've started cutting off the fittings on the old trailer, some of which I might be able to use again, but others I've got to order new of, and I'm really just going to chop this up now so it's easy to dispose of. That winch is good, but I'm not sure about the upright. That might be okay. Taking the jockey wheel off, I think that's probably buggered, the rust. But it's got to be sort of stripped down small enough so I can get it up the tip anyway, the metal. And I've run out of discs. I only had 2 left of the cutting discs, so they wear out quite quickly because they're only thin. So I'm going to have to go and get some more and really get on the case now for sourcing the new rollers for the spine on the new trailer. So I think probably I'll come inside out the glorious sunshine because I feel my head's getting a bit frazzled, and wind this one up here and say cheerio, and I'll see you all again next time. Cheerio.